What's going on, everyone? XLaw804. I'm here to do some clip breakdowns today instead of my Tarkov talk. So as the name suggests, I'll be talking about the gunfights I win or lose in Tarkov and just what are the key takeaways on like things I could do better for future gunfights and what are bad habits or mistakes I made that I need to be more aware of the next time I go into a gunfight. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip here in a second and then we'll talk about it. But just some context, we were in customs, we're at the dorms, third story building. I'm clearing first, my buddy's clearing second. As I finish clearing first, he ends up dying on the second floor and I'm going up there to challenge whoever it is that killed him. And I'm going to go ahead and roll it now and then we'll talk about it.
To your left, not weapon room.
He's on the right now.
Headshot of me.
Fuck.
P90, L191. You got a lot of bodies.
One more. Alright, so that's the clip. Pretty straightforward. I will say there was a second guy that I didn't know about that could have completely changed the way that the outcome of this fight was. So let's go back and let's start talking about the very first thing. Now that we know that there's a second guy, it's interesting to me that he didn't lean out right here to just smoke me mid-sprint. I mean, yeah, it's a left peek, but if I'm running down this hallway and you hear me take like 3 steps, clearly I'm in full sprint, and if you just step up, you know, I can still get my aim up a little bit, but I would think that you'd be able to hose me by the time I get to you. In addition to that, this guy is over here. He waits for the grenade to blow up, and then he runs to try to go around the corner. In my opinion, had that been me and I knew my buddy was right here, unless my buddy says something to me like, hey, I can't shoot right now, I would be sitting right here waiting for me to swing this corner so that they could both pinch me. I could get shot from the right side and then I could get shot from the left side and I would have probably got sandwiched and just died almost instantly before I could even finish this, before I could even get a shot off on this guy. But for whatever reason, his buddy was not available to help him, so he decided to push around the corner, which isn't a terrible idea. Because I don't know the circumstances, but he goes around the corner, he gets tagged, he steps back out the challenge, which I think is actually not a bad idea. I hit him a few times, but his intentions were to catch me mid-sprint, right? But he was a little too slow on lining up the shot to get me. He sees me running to the pillar, I fake him out, and he's still looking the wrong way as I light him up from the hip and I take him down. It was a clean kill, I took no damage, that's what you want. Now, one thing I will say that's a mistake on my part was that I did not catch what type of gun he was using. My buddy specifically called out it was a P90. He died to L191. I killed this guy, I ran into the room looking for cover, and I didn't like look down to see what he had or anything. I just ran right into the room, and then
You got a lot of bodies.
I didn't realize there was one more until I hear the grenade pin. And once I hear the grenade pin, I now realize there's 2. But what could have happened was that I killed that guy, I reload, I listen, right? And now instead of like, because I heard him, I went to go fight him, right? But had I not heard that, I could have easily looted the guy that I just killed. He could have leaned out and he could have shot me in the back of the head. And then that would have been it. My run would have been over. I really feel like this guy threw right here. He didn't know where I was at, or he knew where I was at and he was just hoping a grenade kit would get me. But like, a lot of people make the mistake of throwing a grenade with like no obstacles between you and the person you're throwing a nade at. A lot of the time when you pin a nade, if they're close enough to you, they're just gonna rush you. And that's exactly what I did. And he couldn't do anything about it. He just instantly went down and I moved away from the grenade and that was that. So I will say that I got a little visual for you here. I really think that had this guy been ready, or I don't know what he was doing, but I really think that the first guy should have leaned into the fact that he had a buddy. A lot of times people don't play to their numbers. Like, most people will get in a fight and they'll fight like right together next to each other in the same area. Better players tend to break up and split and kind of hit from different angles, but they didn't really do that. They didn't really leverage their numbers, and I'm also guilty of not leveraging my duo when I get in a fight. If anything else, let's assume the buddy's not there. He could have ran into this room, closed the door, right? And then I come pushing down the hallway like I did. I shoot him once or twice or whatever. And now his buddy can step out and shoot me right here, and it would have been really easy. You know, so I'm really curious as to what this guy was doing, because he was the key piece of this gunfight. This guy could have even just shot the window to be safe and just pushed out if his buddy said something like, hey, my gun jammed, or I disconnected, or whatever the excuse would be, or whatever reason. He still could have shot the window, went out around this way. He could have went out and went back into the front door. He could have just stood right there, looked back up at the window, and shot me as I came to look out the window. He had options, but he decided to ego me, which isn't the worst idea. But I think you really need to, like, if you have a buddy, then you lean into that. There's nothing wrong with letting your buddy get the kill if it means survival. You know, like, you'll get the next kill, I'm sure. But, you know, I get it. I tend to have a solo mindset myself, and I will push and do things alone. So that's something I got to work on. But I really think the buddy ended up letting him down right there. And he could have easily just shot me in the back of the head, because I forgot that my buddy died to a P90. And his grenade pin right there was, I think it was a bad choice. So with that being said, I would love to know what you guys think on the video. Comment what you would have done differently. Did you feel like I hit everything on the head? If you liked it, consider dropping a like or a follow for your boy. Have a good day or night, depending on where you are. Peace.